Well, to get more on this story, now we're joined live in the studio by Leonidas Chrysanthopoulos, the first Greek ambassador to modern Armenia. Thanks for joining us on the program, Leonidas. It's always a pleasure. First of all, I want to ask you about the French president essentially expressing solidarity with the Armenian government against the church. What's your take on that?
Well, we have to look at what the problem is and what the issue is. I mean, from the information that I have from Armenia, it is basically a personal issue between Pashinyan and the Catholicos, Karakin II, that started from 2018, and it has increased after the Karabakh war, where Armenia lost, and Karabakh became again part of Azerbaijan. So the church, and so it's not a question so much of church-state, but there are the Archbishop of Dush, Bagrat Galastanyan, who was arrested yesterday, had raised a big issue since last year, asking for the resignation of Pashinyan, which did not happen. And of course, he has also the support of Archbishop Mikhail of Gyumri. So I think that the best thing that could happen in Armenia is to stop this conflict, because third countries might take advantage of this conflict that is taking place between Pashinyan and Karakin II. So it's not a question of state and church so much as a personal animosity between the two. And of course, further on, well, President Macron had to make that statement supporting Pashinyan, because there are many economic bilateral agreements that are going to be implemented and have been signed between the two sides, and which are going to be very helpful for Armenia. We also have the outstanding issue of the agreement between of the peace agreement between Azerbaijan and Armenia that has been agreed upon. The text has been agreed upon, but Azerbaijan is insisting that Armenia changes its constitution, which in an article mentions that Artsakh is part of Armenia. But that has been overpassed in the agreement that is to be signed, and that overpasses the Armenian constitution. So there's no need to change the constitution. And of course, the relations with Turkey, between Armenia and Turkey, are proceeding. This is not the first time; it's the third or fourth time. We must not forget that in 2010, the president of Turkey visited Armenia, but there is always some problems at the end that cannot finalize, and to have an established proper diplomatic relations between Armenia and Turkey. But that is to be seen. But as long as this issue continues, I think that Azerbaijan will try to take advantage of it, and perhaps Turkey also. So I think it is to the interest of Armenia to stop this conflict that's taking place between these two personalities, Pashinyan and Karakin II. And that is, I think, it is the best thing that Armenia can do. By the way, they have a truce until July the 5th to reconsider the situation, and maybe after July 5th, things will normalize again.
All right, Leonidas Chrysanthopoulos, Greece's first ambassador to modern Armenia. Thanks a lot for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much.